Okay, my sincerest apologies. I had high hopes of finishing out season 3, the whole series of Workout, with a big production, my neon signs, everything, and I I decided to do a cross country move in the middle of this. Ugh, shut the fuck up. In the middle of this process. Do not disturb, do not disturb, do not ever fucking disturb me. I decided to do a cross country move in the middle of this process. I'm late by a day. Better late than never. It's going to be Tuesday when this uploads. This is the second half of the Jackie Warner interview. I'm talking quietly because I am in Martha's Vineyard, my new apartment in New York. I get the keys on Friday, so I'm in Martha's Vineyard with my friend in his rich family's house. He's straight. It's not like that. But I just want to say thank you for listening to Show Pony, for watching Show Pony. I'm going to continue. TBD on what I'm going to tackle next. I'm still deciding. I might do some standalones. Anyway, I've had the travel day from hell. This woman soaked in piss. I had to sit next to a fucking piss soaked old woman on a tiny little seaplane with 6 seats. Things were delayed, things were canceled. I pigged out at Shake Shack. I had a double Shack burger, fries, a Coke, a milkshake, and a hot dog at the airport. I was eating my anxiety. But now we're here, we're in Martha's Vineyard, and I have to be quiet because my friends are asleep. Also, my fag hag from college is here. Anyway, we're on a friend's trip. It was already planned. But since I can't move into my new place in New York until Friday, I have a few days to kill anyway, so the trip makes sense. Anyway, I can't believe I'm going to stay up instead of going to sleep and finish editing this. I'm going to slap this on right here. But stay with me. I noticed that the episode 1, or the first interview with Jackie, got like the lowest views of the whole series, which must mean that you're really here for me, which I appreciate. That being said, this episode is going to be sorely lacking in much more of me because I have to go to bed. But I love what Jackie had to say. I just think she's a philosopher of our time, and I feel ran through as fuck. Okay, enjoy part 2, and thank you for watching and listening and supporting. I know one of you wrote me about a sticker, and I haven't mailed it yet. But I mailed it to someone, but maybe I didn't get the address right. I will get on that as soon as I get to my new life. I'm now a New Yorker. No more LA. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I moved out of LA. Oh my gosh. New horizons, new journeys, new visions, new manifestations, calling in all sorts of positive. Where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, say goodbye to Pete for now. All right, we love you. Enjoy. In this day and age of there's like a transition from people getting there, like you were saying, doctors aren't necessarily the best for some stuff.
Yeah.
And then some research is crazy. There's misinformation, disinformation, and then there's
Yes.
like, what do you think about the MAHA movement, the Make America Healthy Again? Because a lot of these wellness people have really taken over where
Yeah.
traditional experts had been really
I
getting
I'm
people
not
to.
on social media. I mean, I do have a page and I do post. I just started getting into that. I do
Yeah,
not at all look at anybody's social media, not even one person's.
you're
So
lucky.
that's
You're
not where I
smart.
get my information. That's just not where I don't need education by social media fitness stars, right?
Smart.
That's not where I get my education. I do hard research, and most of the research I do for my books, I would pay 50 grand to get the best researcher. And let me tell you where the research comes from. It's not America, it's not England, it's Japan, and it's Denmark, specifically the Scandinavian countries. I'm a capitalist. I certainly love business. I've owned 3 very successful businesses in LA. I'm a capitalist, but I am not a capitalist to the degree that it's the most important thing as a societal construct. So if you are a person that has had a job working at a company, you have health care, you retire, God forbid you get cancer, which 1 out of 3 people do now in this country. That's kind of crazy. And
Knock on wood.
that cancer completely wipes out your entire retirement. You
That's the thing. I can't afford to get sick like that. I literally
Nobody
can't
can.
afford it.
Nobody can, John. And
Yeah.
that's nuts. That's nuts. We're
Yeah.
the richest country in the world, and people are terrified of getting sick. I
I
read
am.
this one thing, it was on social media because it went everywhere. When I was living in LA, I used to go on these hikes, and this guy was on social media because he got bitten by a rattlesnake, which we have
Mm.
plenty of, right, in California.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I remember paying attention to it because I'm like, oh my God, that's one of the hikes I go on. And I've seen rattlesnakes there right in the middle of the road. Okay. He
Sure.
got bitten by a rattlesnake. He was, the ambulance picked him up. They took him to Cedar Sinai, I believe it was, the hospital,
Hmm.
emergency room, and they charged him $150,000
Yeah, I believe it.
antidote to save his life.
I believe it. Yeah.
That's mental illness. So this country, and I don't think
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who you believe in, who you support for politics. This is
Yeah.
a humanitarian cry that is happening through most parts of America right now.
Yeah, well, you and also if you say something that seems innocuous, like, "Hey, I think that healthcare should be accessible or even free or affordable,"
Right.
now where everything is so extreme that if you say something like that, you're a terrorist, you're hate speech. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. So then you end up not saying anything. Like, I know my mom stayed in her job like 20 extra years than she needed to because of the health insurance. And I wonder
Sure.
what those decades would have looked like had she been able to, you know, travel or see the world.
Yes. Well, and we've politicized everything. So basic
Yeah.
human rights have been politicized for one party or another. Okay.
Yeah.
One party feels a certain way about it, and then another party feels another way about it. They actually, what's so interesting is both parties, people, not the politicians. I don't
Right.
care for politicians, but the humans that those politicians are affecting or their parties are affecting actually see a lot more similarly than you would think. Because
Totally.
healthcare, having your teeth fall out and not being able to afford it, getting teeth again, these are things that in
Teeth are the
Fairborn,
most expensive. I had to get I have to get implants and it's like 10,000 an
I'm
implant.
saving my money because I do want veneers. Okay, but I have to save my money. Eventually I do because my teeth, I have soft teeth, and so my teeth have never been great. I mean, they're straight, but they're
Mine
not great.
too.
Yeah, I get
Mine
cavities like at the
too.
drop of the hat. But no, but what I'm,
When you want to get them, go to Smile Texas in Texas. They'll do a great
I'll just
job.
go
They
back
do
to
natural
LA. I'll go back to
natural
LA.
looking.
Thank you. But any kind of plastic surgery I decide in the future or teeth, I'm going straight back to LA where they do it the best. Okay. But, okay, just talking to people, you know, if you talk to the people that voted for certain parties, you would not believe how similar
Yeah.
they actually feel.
That's why
Okay.
it's so frustrating to see the public fights and you know that there's a lot of private agreement going on.
People make money based on polarized views. You've
Yeah.
got people making money from networks to the media to the politicians to the groups that are paying politicians, the lobbyists. So, they're all making money based on setting up sort of a hatred for each other on
Yeah.
party lines. And what I promise you is that the rural people especially feel very similar to how I feel about basic human rights and what I feel we deserve living in this country and having the wars that we have and what we deserve in this country. They feel very similarly, but
Yeah.
it's polarized because you're either for or you're against completely.
Right.
And that's something I hope will change.
Not a lot of middle ground.
No.
Okay, let's get back to workout for just a sec. Well, I
Who
also
knew
wanted to
that
ask
workout would
you,
be the lighter subject today?
you know what? I'm loving getting just kind of a free life coaching, I feel like. So everybody's getting a free sample of what they can get if
Yeah.
they hire you as their life coach.
Yeah.
And I think you have your head on straight about so many things, and middle ground is really where rational common sense is. So,
Yes.
and there's not a lot of that right now. Oh wait, did you watch the Biggest Loser documentary? I know you talked about
Okay, so
Jillian when
I
we
was
talked
asked to
before.
watch it by my friend Jess, who you know
Yes.
Jess, because Jess did a really successful documentary and is now working with a production company to sell something that I'm actually going to do a little clip for her in next week. She's doing really well, but she begged me to watch it. And so
Yeah.
I just started watching it last night, funny enough. But it's like, you don't understand. I was friends with Jillian. Even though we'd broken up, she and I were still friends during the beginning of Biggest Loser. I know everything, things that I
Yeah.
wouldn't even discuss on camera about Biggest
Right.
Loser. I know all the secrets of Biggest Loser because we also shared the doctor that worked for them was our doctor on intervention.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
we ran in the same circles, and I was hearing from Jill's point of view, of course.
Mhm.
But yeah,
And
I mean,
just for people who didn't listen to the last interview, they approached you for Biggest Loser first, and you recommended Jillian.
I had just put every single dime that I had to my name into Sky Sport and Spa, my
Yeah.
gym. And people don't know this, but I own two medical centers there. It was Lift, which was a chiropractic center adjoined to the gym, which allowed me to create a situation that I could bill for training legally. So then that was so successful, but I left and then I opened Sky Sport, which was my own project. And that also was a medical group adjoined with my gym. The gym became so popular because it was so drop dead gorgeous. I mean, it was
Yeah.
like a full, 11th floor penthouse, glass enclosed, a full track around there, views of the city from every angle. I mean, it was just so pretty that we had so many celebrities. I can't even name a celebrity that didn't come. We
Hmm.
had Saudi Arabia, we had Saudi Arabian royalty shut down the gym where I was the only person there and then them and their trainer, which is a trip.
Yeah.
So that became so much more popular than the medical portion of our group. But what was your question? I forget.
Oh, Jillian. Back to Jillian. So
Oh
you had
yeah.
just
Okay, so I had put all my money into it. I
yeah.
had antiques, like early American antiques that were very valuable. I sold them all to Sotheby's, and that was the
Wow.
money that I used to build. And I built it myself. I did
Yeah.
all of the architectural drawings to save money. I had to learn how to do that. So it was my absolute baby. It was my
Yeah.
baby, and there was no way I was going to leave in the first month of opening to do any show. Now, of course, we didn't know it was going to become the phenomenon it was. So I didn't.
Yeah.
So I put Jill up for that. And you know what? She was the best person for that model because she
Yeah.
is very, very aggressive, expressive. The cursing, the spitting, the arguing, that's not my temperament. So I would not have been as popular as she was. And then I remember talking to her, you be the devil, Jill. Let Bob be the angel. You
Right.
be the devil.
Right.
And I think it made for great TV. Agreed?
Yeah.
It was good TV.
Yeah. Definitely. And what do you make of her now?
I don't know her now. I know that she was on Fox because my mom was like, oh God, Jill's on Fox.
Yeah.
Like,
You didn't see the clip a couple weeks ago where she was talking about how slavery wasn't all that bad?
okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, so of course, I mean, those things, of course, get to me. They get to me
Right.
because people know that Jill and I dated for 6.5 years. So people
Yeah.
know this and have this knowledge. And so even if I don't want to hear about what
Mm.
Jill's doing, I always do. And being on Fox in that position, apparently she quit or was fired, I'm not sure which, and then published a bunch of personal emails from
Yeah.
Fox executives. And then I think that that is the last we will see Jill on television.
Well, she's on something. She's on like a Newsmax or a one of those, kind of
I just think that if you have such an ugly disagreement with the media company that you're with, it's going to be
right.
difficult to continue in the vein that you were in. That's all I have to say about
True.
that. And that would be
Yeah.
for any of us. Was it surprising? No, she's inflammatory. She loves
Yeah.
saying things and doing things that cause a ruckus. So it doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, I've got the stories, which I will not mention, but I know where all the bodies are buried. I promise you that.
Oh, I shudder to think because I feel like there's so many.
Yes, there are. I will be in agreement. Yes, there are many, many stories, many colorful anecdotes.
Yeah.
And I hear my mom
Yeah.
giggling in the background here.
Well, sometime maybe you'll tell more. Um, okay, so this season we wrapped up. We had the DVD shoot. You went on a lesbian cruise.
Oh,
You had new,
that was so
yeah.
awful.
That was a two-parter. It was a cliffhanger.
I cannot even believe they turned that into a two-parter. I am motion sick to the point that I can't even be in someone's back seat in the car. And I was on a cruise and we had to reroute because the water was so choppy, the waves were so big. The boat, the entire time, you could feel it moving like inches, not imperceptibly, inches this way, that way.
Yeah.
I was so sick. I had so many drugs in me, like Dramamine,
Yeah.
all kinds of things to help me. I that was one of the worst things I've ever done was that cruise. I was,
Really?
yeah,
Even though it
yeah.
was full of lesbians?
They hated our guts.
The lesbians hated you?
Off camera, they would scream at us. They would scream at the producers. The consensus was that we were taking over the boat and
Mm,
that we were interrupting the cruise that they had spent 20 years saving up for. That's
wow.
legitimate. I can tell you
Right.
right now, if I saved my money to go to, say, Bali, and it took me 15, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, whatever, and I had a camera crew there with a bunch of, reality stars, and I was
Yeah.
seeing that all the time, and they were at my classes and stuff, I would not be happy. So I understood completely. I would try to work out and I couldn't because it's so weird to run on a treadmill when a boat is rocking like that. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. And that also didn't come across on the show. It seemed very fun and
My internal view of season 3, like I have turned it into this big monster that apparently
no.
it just wasn't.
It wasn't. It just seemed like the next chapter of the story you
Interesting.
started in
Okay.
season 1.
All
The
right.
hair's longer,
Yeah.
you're growing, you're improving, and you say it. You're trying to turn Sky Sport and Spa, you're doing Sky Lab, you
Yeah.
bring these people in, you're trying to dig deeper. But let's go through the cast. I know you've said it before, but
Yeah.
you still speak to Rebecca,
Yeah. Rebecca
and
is like super wealthy.
yeah, that's nice.
The thing I love about Rebecca is she was living what I now had to work to live. And that was
Hmm.
she never worried about anything. She
Hmm.
floated through life and everything was an opportunity and a learning and a growing experience. Sometimes things bad would happen. Sometimes things good would happen. But she never sat and worried or contrived what her next move was. She was very much a free spirit. And I remember being very envious of that when she and I
Hmm.
were hanging out because I was the opposite of that. I worried. I didn't sleep for days. Where am I going to do this, do that? What's the next move? Just a stressed out girl.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really lovely how she floated through life. And I'm pretty sure she's got a long-term beloved partner, a man that they're in
Nice.
love. I don't think they're going to get married. She's kind of a free spirit that way. But I think they've been together for a long time. She comes to LA still as her resting place, I guess you would say.
Hmm.
But
Were you her only gay lesbian dalliance, you think?
yes, I
Hmm.
was. And it was really
Okay.
funny because it happened off camera. She had this boyfriend that just wasn't treating her right. And the way
Yeah.
I treat women on dates is I want to be the best, I want to come off the best and I want to be the most charming. the most comfortable, the most wealthy, the most everything. I plan dates that are really fun and exciting. And she was used to not having any of that. So we were on
Mhm.
hiatus, and I said, "Look, I'm going to go to the track, and I'm going to bet on some horses. I'll pick you up. We'll go. We'll bet on horses. We'll go to this restaurant after." So, not intentionally, I was wining and dining her
Yeah.
during, but that's just the way I lived. I love nice
Yeah.
places and I loved expensive places. And I also, guys now, they don't want to take a woman on a first date and pay for it. And I would be mortified to take a woman on a date and not pay for it. Like, that's just never going to happen because I'd like
Right.
to put my best foot forward. And that's part of it to me.
And still no dating in Ohio for you right now?
I, okay, how do I say this? I have
Well, last
not.
time you said you hadn't found anyone attractive enough to take
Okay, and
out.
that still stands.
Okay.
But I've not looked. My
Right.
assistant's coming out. We're going to be filming a lot of stuff, and I'll be going to my first dance club, my first
Okay.
real bar.
So no Hinge, no Raya,
I would not
no.
do those sites. I've never been on those
Okay.
sites. I would not do those sites. I'm old fashioned in the fact that I like to look across a room. Here's how you meet people. Become more social in your with your friendships and the satellite people. When I want to date in LA, I'd say, okay, start inviting me to everything. I would go to
Hmm.
dinners. I would go to parties. I would go to restaurants, openings, red carpet events. That's how you meet people organically. And
Well,
that's
you
how
have a
I
new
like
girlfriend in
prefer to do
season
it.
3, Brianna. Brianna seemed like a weird fit for you
It
for some
was.
reason.
It was. It wasn't a good fit. It was very short term, and it wasn't a good fit. Yeah.
So I assume you don't talk to her anymore.
I don't. No, I don't. Well, it turns out we really just had nothing in common. She's a sweet
Yeah.
girl. We just had nothing to talk about, really.
Yeah.
Sitting
And
across, that's one thing I promised myself. I no longer in Ohio will make a friendship where I feel like I'm sitting across a table, bored out of my mind.
yeah, you said that before. I think it's so true.
I can't. I can't do that. The boredom for me. Something about me is that I need constant, like my brain needs to be constantly going. I've got
Stimulation.
stimulation. I need constant
Yeah.
stimulation. As I was a kid, I always got in trouble because I couldn't settle down. I couldn't stop talking. I would get
Yep.
paddled for talking out of turn. So that was, I'm sure I was ADD.
Yeah.
I'm sure I was ADD before it was ADD.
Yeah, me too. And when Brian walked away from you that night when you had your big falling out, was that the last time you guys ever spoke?
We made amends. He came to a couple of I used to have like epic house parties in my Laurel Canyon house, like
Yeah.
everybody. They were just so fun. And so I had those all the time. And we made amends. We talked and we
Wow.
made amends. I'll tell you something I regret that I think would have been better for the show, season 3, is I regret not giving him another chance.
Oh.
I felt really disrespected because I felt like he created a situation that was a lie and then confronted me on camera. And that
Yeah.
infuriated me. And so I would not let it go. I just said, "You're done." And I wish that I had given him another chance to come back from that.
In the storyline of the show, it didn't seem like there was much time for that because this is kind of near the end of the season when he walked away and then the season kind of wraps up. So it doesn't you don't come across as not giving him a second chance because also he was really rude. He came to you,
I think
bullied
I'm much
you.
harder on myself on workout than I really am, is what I'm getting from you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you need to go back and watch it. It's, it's a memory, but just so you know, really, I would tell you, I would say, wow, that looked like a horrible conflict, or what was the
Right.
story behind that? But it
Yeah.
really seemed they didn't do you dirty, I
Yeah, well,
promise.
I feel better, and I'll think about it differently now that we've talked. No, with Brian, the executive asked me to bring him back because it's reality TV. Every written form, every TV form is Shakespearean. You've got to have a
Yeah.
protagonist and an antagonist. You have to have a yin to
Villain.
your yang, the devil to your angel. I mean, these are the things I was telling Jill when she was sobbing the first season when it was on Fox, The Biggest Loser. I said, don't sweat this. You're in the best position. Be that devil, be that antagonist to him, to Bob. But I was begged by people that I should have listened to bring him back. And
Mm.
Brian and I could have sorted it out on camera, and I could have continued having him be a bit of a thorn in my side, which I think would have made for a more compelling show. So I did make amends with Brian. Brian came to my house a few times. We hugged it out. We went to dance clubs together. We drank together. So,
Nice.
he turned out to be a lot more honorable of a person than I had originally thought. So
Oh,
I
that's so
just,
good to hear.
yeah. And so I think I think he didn't get the TV career that he wanted, that many of
Mm.
them wanted, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think any of them went on and did any other TV. But he married, he fell in love, he had kids, he had a boat and a house, and,
Yeah.
was
Well, if you would have had a season 4, you would have brought him back maybe, but
I probably would have. I probably would. Well, I definitely would have. Now that I
yeah.
saw kind of who he was and was not so irritated by his personality because I personally was hanging out with him a little bit. Oh, I definitely would have season 4. I'm trying to think
Yeah.
what on earth could we have done for season 4? I mean, obviously we would expand the gym, right?
Well, you could have gone to Vegas.
Yeah, we could have gone to Vegas. A lot of people
Yeah.
wanted us to come out there, of course.
Looking at the shows that you're talking about now moving forward and all the stuff you've
Yeah.
learned from intervention and workout, without saying what anything is specifically,
Sure.
what are the traits that you want to express in whatever these new shows might be? What do you hope people get to see of you?
The thing that I want to, my life coaching is all about metaphysics now. I've
Yeah.
learned and I've controlled my brain so much that I have completely, I can bring things to me or I can push things away just with my thoughts. And I know that
Mm.
sounds kind of like strange to others, but
No, I'm in LA. It makes sense to me.
I bet you maybe other people, but this is what I teach in my life coaching. The first time I meet with a client, the physical work has to happen in combination with the inner thoughts. I work to change inner thinking. My inner thinking is so positive, so clean, so pure. Sometimes I just sit empty. My mom makes fun of me when I say that, but sometimes I just sit with myself and there's just nothing, negative, nothing happening, just easy, easy, nice thoughts. And I have learned to control others in the best of ways. When
Mm.
I walk in a room, my energy is 10 feet ahead of me walking in that room. And I have learned so quickly
Mm.
how to have the universe open up financially, spiritually, through relationships, everything, through even items that you want to obtain, your wants, your goals, your wishes. That is controlled first by your inner thoughts, your inner thinking. And I have become really good at creating this force around me. And that's what I teach others that I couldn't do in Los Angeles because I
Mm.
didn't have that thinking. I just didn't have that higher thinking.
Well, it's also growing up and maturing and becoming, in older age. When you're in your 30s, you don't
Yeah.
know all that stuff. Well, I hope we can see that
And
you
that's what
you
you're going to be
demonstrating
seeing.
that.
I'm not, by the way, with these TV networks that are kind of courting me, I'm only interested in that view. Of course, being
Yeah,
myself and the tears and all that, and I'll let go and I wear my heart on my sleeve, as you can probably tell even
sure.
with this interview. I don't prohibit myself, but the main focus is that energy, is changing
Yeah.
that energy, right?
Yeah. I mean, you've changed my energy just watching you. It's been so nice to watch workout. I'm glad that that's what I started with. I'd never seen it, and I just think you're the greatest. I had to sit down with Danny Pellegrino, who's a big podcaster, and everyone I've talked to about you, it's just always the same. It's she's such a star. She leaps off the screen.
People
Um,
loved workout. We were in
you've made such an impact.
It's so funny because I've never watched even one episode more than once.
Yeah.
And I just started watching The Intervention. And I'm like, oh, okay,
Okay.
this isn't bad. This is good. This feels good. You know, it was very vulnerable because I did show a lot of myself. And I have a difficult time watching myself being very vulnerable, you know, and that's, I think, the
Sure.
lesson learned here. But people love that show. It made a major difference to a lot of people. And it wasn't just in America. We were in like 30 countries or something crazy. When I would travel around the world, people would recognize me in those cultures. And that's kind of
Yeah.
fun.
Well, come back when you have stuff to announce, when you can announce specifics. But
Yes.
I want to talk to you again. But thank you so much for your time. I just think the world of you. I
Oh,
love you
thank
so
you,
much.
John. It's been really fun talking to you. And now, you know what? I'm going to watch workout now. You did it.
At least watch a couple from season 3 so that you feel better about it. It's really not terrible. It's great. I think you'll forgive yourself for anything you feel bad about, and I think you'll forgive other people for stuff that you think they might have done. Like you said, they were just trying to be on TV. People were just trying to get their thing. You're the star, so get closer to you. I think you have a really good perspective on it now to watch it.
I do. I
Yeah.
do. And that's partially because of you.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Oh, hey, my pleasure.
Give
Thank you
my
so
give
much.
my
And
best to
thank
Andy
you.
Cohen.
I will. Thank you to Mitosis, Tyler at Mitosis in
Yes, yes, it's a
Ohio.
beautiful
Look them up if
studio.
you have any
I
advertising
want to
needs.
do like me now, do a professional photo shoot,
Yes.
but at my age, because the last professional photo shoot I did was like 10 years ago. I can't use
Yeah.
those pictures. So when I get,
We need you. We need your fitness content. We need your life coaching and your content. We need you. I'm telling you, think about social media and just document you taking those old journals
I'm
out.
actually
And
enjoying social media for the first time because I have an assistant who's also a client. She's great at it. So I'll give her my pictures, my posts, and she
yeah.
does the hashtags and all that. And I got to tell you, it's been a really positive experience. And we do polls. What do you want to see
Yeah.
Jackie in her next
A
project?
lot of people want to hear from you.
Yeah, so it'll
Yeah.
be really interesting what is chosen for me and what I choose to do next. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm also gonna see what is next for me. We'll see.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Love you. And hopefully we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, come and say hi to John. Come over. Come over. Just stand by me, Mom. We're not on camera. Here he is. There's John. There he is. You see him? Do you see Mom?
Hi.
Hi. So John is responsible for this workout revival that has sort of taken over in the last few months. Yeah, so people are really talking about it. And apparently people really like the show more than I thought they did, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your name's Karen, right?
Karen.
That's my mom's name too.
Yeah, that was a lot of people in our age, like our parents' name was Karen. And it kind of got a bad rap, didn't it?
I know my mom loves that.
My mom hates that. She's like, oh my gosh, the worst thing I could say to her is now, don't be a Karen. Ah!
No, same with my mom.
So we look alike. Don't we look alike, the two of us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My gosh. I'm
Yeah.
so happy to meet you. I love you on the show and I love Jackie so much.
Yeah, thank you, John. It's great. Anytime you want to do this, and you'll be the first when something exciting happens. There actually, just to let you know, there are people are really coming out of the woodwork to want to do something with me. And I'm just being true to myself and just saying, look, it's got to be about energy change, metaphysics, and also really good um, emotions and all of that. I learned from the intervention that you can't be too buttoned down. And now I feel like I could truly be myself and truly, kind of let it out there. But just to, in today's climate, just be really responsible about trying to get people on a better frame of mind and path. Okay, listen. Okay, bye-bye.
Love you.
Love you too. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, isn't that cute? I love Jackie so much, and her mom is so sweet. I hope she's not mad at me that I put that in there. I just thought it was a really cute outtake. Jackie, if you're mad, forgive me. I just think your mom is adorable. Again, thank you, everyone. I will see you next Sunday. A new episode of Show Pony will go up. I just have no idea what I'll be covering. Send your suggestions in. Thank you for supporting the channel and the show and the endeavor and all the things work out. My dog is licking my feet. We have to go to bed. All right. Wish me luck in New York. Stay tuned. More next week.